The Constitution of the United States of America by the RBE Library. The Constitution is a document written by a group of men known as the Framers in 1787. Yes, it is over 200 years old. From May to September of 1787, the Framers met in Philadelphia at Independence Hall and discussed what should be in the Constitution. The United States was a brand new country at the time and had a government that many felt was not as good as it could be. They were meeting to come up with a new way of running the country. Some of the people at this meeting, called the Constitutional Convention, are famous to us today, including James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, and George Washington, our first president. The men came from all over the country, which at the time was made up of only 13 states. The different states had different ideas of what the new government should do, and they had many debates and discussions to come up with a plan that everyone could agree with. It is said that the Constitution was born in compromise, because only by compromising could all the disagreements be resolved. Benjamin Franklin said that he was not sure if the plan was perfect, but that it was probably as perfect as it could be. After the Constitutional Convention ended, the Constitution had to be approved by the 13 states. The Constitution actually said that only 9 states had to agree to the Constitution, but everyone wanted all the states to agree. 2 states, North Carolina and Rhode Island, took a long time to decide to agree to the Constitution, but in the end, they did. When the Constitution was accepted by these first 9 states, we say that it was ratified. One of the biggest reasons a lot of people opposed the original Constitution was because it lacked a Bill of Rights. A Bill of Rights is a list of rights that belong to the people that the government is not allowed to break. Some of these rights may sound familiar: the right to free speech, the right to practice your own religion, and the right to be silent if the police accuse you of a crime. The original Constitution had no Bill of Rights. Many of the framers did not think it was necessary, but to get the Constitution to pass in some of the states, promises were made to add a Bill of Rights once the new government was up and running. When the Constitution was written, the framers knew their creation was not perfect. They knew that other people would have good ideas for the Constitution and that future generations would want to make changes. They wanted to make it possible to change the Constitution without needing to resort to revolution. They wanted to be sure that it wasn't too hard to make changes, but they also wanted to be sure that it wasn't too easy. The framers added an amendment process. An amendment to the Constitution is a change that can add to the Constitution or change an older part of it. After the new government started to meet, Congress proposed the Bill of Rights, and in 1791, the changes were accepted by enough of the states that they were added to the Constitution, and these 10 changes are called the Bill of Rights. The Constitution is the highest law in the United States. All other laws come from the Constitution in some way. The Constitution also provides the framework for the government of the United States. It created things like the presidency, the Congress, and the Supreme Court. Each state has its own constitution that is the highest law for the state, but even then, the United States Constitution is higher.